Welcome back. Today we are checking out another Team Fortress video. Today we're going to be jumping back into the Team Fortress 2 dubbed comics. We checked out a couple a little while ago, kind of starting to get into the comics, check out the lore. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the next one.
Mr. Conacher, Mr. Mann will see you now.
Yes, ma'am. Say, that ain't an original Kick-Asso, is it?
What
Kick-Asso?
an excellent eye you have, Mr.
Kick-Asso, like Picasso. Okay, very nice.
Conacher. It is from his Hunted in the Jungle period, I believe.
Why don't you go ahead and call me Dell, ma'am? Mr. Conacher was my grandfather's name.
Yes, I remember.
Del Conacher. Okay, all right.
How much do you know about his relationship with the Manns, Dell?
First I've heard he had one, ma'am. Radigan Conacher was not a chatty man.
60 years ago, your grandfather solved a rather sensitive problem for us.
Okay.
Well, maybe solved is too strong a word. But I'm sure Mr. Mann will want to tell you all about it himself. Oh, one last thing. Even if he offers, do not shake his hand. He forgets sometimes.
To my dearest...
Don't shake his hand. Okay, all right. 1850.
maid servant Elizabeth, I, Zephaniah Mann, leave the rest and residue of my estate. To my faithful aide and tracker, Barnabas Hale of the savage Australias, I divest complete control of Manco and... Cougar! Skip me for now, Mayor. I like this cougar's pepper sauce.
Okay, so Zephaniah, or whatever his name is, that's the father of Blutarch and Redmond, if I'm correct. Yeah, right here. His sons, Blutarch and Redmond. And then the other guy is the father or grandfather of Saxton Hale. Okay.
To my layabout, brain-defective sons, Blutarch and Redmond, I leave the greatest curse of all, partnership. What land I have purchased in this new world is to be split evenly between you both. You have wasted your lives bickering over...
Okay, so here's a good shot of Blutarch and Redmond. I think this is probably the first time I've ever seen these two. Okay, so they're twin brothers, it looks like. I guess that makes sense. Twin brothers, one's red, one's blue.
Nothing. And so I leave you dimwits something of consequence over which to feud. Mr. Conacher, I'm told you are a man of many ideas and few words.
So this must be the grandfather of current-day engineer.
So I'll get to the point. 40 years ago, my brother and I inherited a considerable parcel of land to share.
Right.
Naturally, I assembled a team of the world's deadliest mercenaries to take it all by...
Okay. All right, so we're looking at, these must be the original mercenaries that they do not have a video game about. And let's see. If I'm looking at this photo from left to right, I'm seeing what would be Pyro, Engineer, Sniper, Scout, Spy, Heavy, Demo Man with sticks of dynamite, Soldier, and Doc over there. Okay. This looks like it's 1800s. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that Abraham Lincoln as Pyro? Okay, all right. As a matter of fact, don't tell me that's Nikola Tesla as the engineer, Davy Crockett as the sniper. Who would that be? John Henry as Heavy? Interesting. Which would lead me to believe that the other characters might also be based on historical figures. Very interesting.
By force. What I did not expect was that my idiot brother would think to do the same. My 10-minute land grab became an intractable stalemate. The solution? If I could not take my brother's land, I would simply outlast him for it. Look at my hands, Mr. Conacher. I have never worked a day in my life with them. They are the smooth hands of a baby. I have mounted an epic campaign of leisure against the ravages of time, waiting for nature to do to my brother what my men could not. And yet, here we are at the end, and he won't die. I must outlive my brother, and you must build me a machine to do it. God wants me dead, Mr. Conacher, and we are going to defy him.
Okay, so I assume this is a portrait that he had commissioned that depicts himself, Plutarch here, as, you know, muscular and handsome and dashing, while Redmond is depicted as a tiny, you know, weak, sniveling, conniving little guy, missing teeth. Okay, and that's the guy in the middle is their father, I presume?
Make me a monster. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Don't just stand there in the rain, Mr. Conacher. Come in. You're soaked to the bone, poor thing. It
Who?
will save us both a lot of time if you don't ask who I am or how I know what I know. Who I am does not concern you. What I know is that you've agreed to build Plutarch Mann and
Is that Helen? Is that like not a relation of Helen, but is that Helen herself? Like just a younger version of her, even though she still looks kind of old? Interesting.
machine that will prolong his life indefinitely.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Conacher, could I possibly convince you not to build this machine?
No, ma'am.
No, I didn't think so. So let me propose an alternative. For the last 40 years, the Australians have outpaced the world in technology. And this is confounding, since by all appearances, they are a nation of idiots.
Yo, what? What? I'm not gonna lie. Out of everything, this is the thing that's kind of blowing my mind the most right now. Australia is like a technologically advanced civilization. Like its whole own thing. Like way more advanced than anything else I've seen so far. Everyone is apparently all the men are ripped and shirtless, and if I'm not seeing this wrong here, even the women have mustaches. And everyone's just chugging beer. Dude, what is with Australia in this universe?
Idiots. Teleportation, cloaking, the entire spectrum of moustache science.
Teleportation, cloaking, and the entire spectrum of mustache sciences. Oh my goodness.
Every one of mankind's innovations now comes from the lager-pickled brain of an Australian.
What?
Because of this.
Gold?
Not gold, Mr. Conacher. Australian.
Uh-huh. Why is there a picture of a man boxing a kangaroo on it?
It's how they choose their king. As I said,
It's how they choose their kings. They fight kangaroos. Oh man.
idiots. Idiots rather accidentally stranded atop the planet's only deposit of a transformative new element. They're fanatically secretive about it, but I've spent the last decade hunting it, ounce by ounce. I've managed to amass £100. It's yours. Think, Mr. Conacher, if this element can make a genius out of an Australian, what would it do for a man of your faculties?
Yo. Yeah, if it could turn like an average person into, you know, geniuses that can create like teleportation and invisibility, then this is some special stuff. I mean, it's a super MacGuffin, but, you know, it is what it is.
Use it to build Plutarch Mann his immortality machine if you must. All I ask is that you build one for Redmond Man as well.
Interesting.
And then what do you think my rat stink twin brother did? He built one too, that's what! I'm no closer to beating him than I was 100 years ago! And what's worse, your lummox of a grandfather didn't even build it right! This infernal thing is a lemon! I've barely cheated death out of a half-century with this pile of junk, and it's already breaking down! The way I see it, he was your grandfather, and you're on my payroll. Fix it!
Okay.
Sir, I'm flattered y'all think of me, but I have no idea how to fix this. Hell, if I touch it, it'd probably kill you.
What if you had access to your grandfather's blueprints?
Well now, that's a different story. Huh. Not much chance of that, though. The old man had 'em buried with him.
Yes, I dug up your grandfather and looted his corpse. If it makes you feel any better, those scribblings have been the bane of my existence for 60 years. I've spent a small fortune trying to decipher them. Gibberish, every last page. You may borrow it. All I ask is that you...
Oh?
Sir? Is he all right?
Give him a moment, dear. He's just dead.
Every day I'm dead a little longer, Mr. Cunningham.
Whoa.
I have seen the other side. There is nothing there. Fix this machine.
I appreciate that you're my employer, and an old man besides. But if you don't take your goddamn hands off me, I will break you in half.
Take your grandfather's notes. Decipher them. Learn how to fix my machine. If you find anything else of interest, remember, it's mine. Bring it directly to me. Do not build it.
Okay. So we get an explanation for Blutarch and Redman still being alive, all right?
Bastard, darling, this is wrong! Hunting's supposed to be about tracking the most dangerous bloody killing machines on Earth, then punching them until you lose your watch! We don't put them behind bars! A hunter needs his trophies, Saxton. You of all people should understand that. You were my best student once, before you gave it all up for her.
Oh, Saxton Hale's mentor. Interesting. Who's this guy?
No! Darling! Your eyes didn't deceive you, reader. I, Saxton Hale, just had a dramatic confrontation with my nemesis and former mentor, Charles Darling. Those other...
Charles Darling. Okay. I wonder if his character has anything to do with Charles Darwin. Possibly. I mean, what I've seen of him so far in the past 45 seconds is he's capturing and containing exotic animals. So maybe he's studying them like Darwin did.
Adventure rags would have saved a gem like that for the climactic ending of a 4-part story. Not here. At Manco, we know your time is precious. Only wet nurses and jazz guitarists want to sit around reading page after page of character development just to find out why people are fighting. Our comics cut right to the fight. Half the time, even I don't know why I'm hitting something. The next few pages have my assistants blathering on about some new way to buy hats. If you're like me, you'll want to skip directly to page 6, where I jump out of a building and sock it to some hippies. Why? I don't know, and I never will. That's a Manco Comics promise. Luckily, I spot an endangered eagle as I fall towards the earth. I can use this noble creature to glide safely to the ground. This turns out not to be the case. Instead, my weight causes the eagle to plummet also.
Instead, my weight causes the eagle to plummet also. Well, yeah, I mean, come on. Saxton Hale's got to be close to what? 250, 300 pounds of muscle, right?
Directly through the skylight of my office at Manco headquarters. Mr. Bidwell, Mr. Reddy, marvelous news. Do you remember my old hunting teacher, Charles Darling? He's my nemesis now.
I'll add him to the list, sir.
Hunting teacher. Okay.
Oh, I am gonna beat the hell out of him.
Sir, we have a bit of an emergency.
Damn it, Bidwell, what are you scowling about? Here, have an eagle. They're in danger. If If anybody asks where you got it, I would just run.
Sir, it's about our customers.
What are those weeping crybabies sniveling about now?
Our customers are demanding more, sir.
More what? Guns? Clothes? Hats? Scars?
More everything, sir.
Horseradish! They'll take our current inventory and like it! Cheaply made, unsafe products that catch on fire!
Keep in mind, sir, that in the absence
I suppose that explains the Manco shovel that Soldier has that just randomly combusts into flame.
of new Manco products, our customers are designing their own.
Not the equal of the Manco brand, I'll bet.
No, sir. They're better.
Oh, they are dead men!
The customer is always right, sir.
The customer is a dead man, Bidwell!
I did have a thought. If they're going to build items anyway, why don't we just offer to sell them through Manco?
Ooh, I like it!
We could even give them a cut of the profits.
Ha ha ha! What?
Well,
wait, I just realized I stopped caring about this conversation 5 minutes ago! Take care of it, Bidwell. Patchouli oil, entitlement, poster board glue, smooth hands, hippies! Dear reader, you made the right choice skipping ahead. Now, this fight goes on for another 6 pages, and let me tell you, I come off looking pretty damn good in it, especially on the 5th page. Oh, I really give it to him on that page.
Put a shirt on.
After that, there's several boring pages involving the police. You can skip those. I'd skip the
Say no to mustaches. Interesting.
whole rest of the issue, actually. I'm looking through it now, and most of it involves litigation. Oh, but in next month's issue, I punch a tiger. Buy that issue. I'm leafing through it now, and it's easily twice as good as the comic you just bought. I don't want to spoil page 18 for you, but I suplex a business rival through a coffee table.
Okay.
If you could pick one word to describe yourself, Mr. Mundy, what would it be? Well, I'm going to answer that for you. Victim of the educational system, of the role society has shackled you with, as an Australian, of course. And let's not forget the current administration.
Oh, for some reason I didn't think Sniper was Australian, but I mean, I definitely see it now that they said that he was. I don't even know why I thought otherwise.
Which Spacker? What did these folks do to me again? Forced you to be a killer. For the last time, mate, I'm a professional. Exactly, a victimized professional killer. An assassin. A murderer. Deranged psychopath. Let me in, Mr. Mundy. How do these words make you feel? Oh, look, we're here. Right, let's get to work. You come in, Fancy Pants. You have a disease, Mr. Mundy. Don't ask me to enable it. I'll wait in the van. Right. Remind me why I want to talk to this half-wit again.
In a word, PR. The administrator sees this as a perfect opportunity to show the good people of Badlands that you're not just armed psychopaths blowing up all their landmarks on a daily basis.
I see this as a perfect opportunity, Miss Pauling, to spy on the armed psychopaths we're paying to blow each other up on a daily basis. This director's the perfect dupe. He's too stupid to divine our reasons for commissioning him, too arrogant to listen to anything our mercs are actually telling him, and he records everything.
Okay, all right. So they've hired some kind of journalist to come in there and talk to the mercenaries for some, as of yet, unknown reason.
This surveillance necessary, most of these men's IQs are subnormal.
Plutonium isn't smart, Miss Pauling. That doesn't mean it won't kill you if you don't keep tabs on where it is and what it's doing at all times. I was given your file.
She's got a point there.
Let's talk about your childhood. Your father was a counter-revolutionary. When he was killed, you, your mother, and your sister were deported to a North Siberian gulag. Paint me the picture.
No, this is my gun. I like to shoot this gun. Is all you need to know.
Your family only lived in the gulag for 3 months. In December 1941, it burned to the ground. All of the prisoners had escaped. All of the guards had been killed, tortured to death.
I like to shoot this gun. Is all you need to know.
Okay, look at Heavy refusing to divulge any information about himself. Heavy might be smarter than he lets on, guys.
Fine. Tell me about the gun.
She weighs 150 kilograms and fires $200 custom-tooled cartridges.
It's like, I'm more of a mentor to the rest of the team, you know? I see how they could be doing their jobs better. Don't matter how busy I am, I will drop what I'm doing and tell them. And why?
We ran out of film 5 hours ago.
I'll tell you why. Because I'm a team player.
We ran out of film 5 hours ago.
That's okay, you can go buy some more. I got tons more to say. Go wait here for me. Sip it. What a jackass. So, how you doing, Miss Paulin? Hey, you ever see me with my shirt off? Because it is awesome. No, I don't think Sun Tzu wrote any books about punching through a man's ribcage.
No? Tell you what I'm going to do then. Stop making threatening phone calls to the bookstore. Come here. I want to show you something a man of letters like yourself will appreciate. Ta-da! Head!
Everyone on the red team, ma'am. Oh, yes. I think we've got more than enough.
Did you think we wouldn't see what was really happening? Nobody asks a trained killer questions like that unless they're an idiot or they're up to something. So now we are asking the questions. I would strongly urge you to answer them. Sniper?
Oh, I've got questions, all right. Like it ain't a big bloody coincidence how 1 week after I talk about me mum and dad in an interview, some soon-to-be-a-dead man's mailing me pictures of them.
I also get pictures in mail of my home. I will find this man. I will destroy this man.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's your gun there?
Yes?
In a tiny bed? Beside your bed?
Yes.
That's pretty embarrassing.
Yes. I must buy Sasha better.
He's not at all embarrassed he got his gun in bed. He's like, no, I should have got her a better bed. Hey, he loves his gun. He said he loves his gun. He loves to fire his gun. The man was not lying.
Bed. That is nothing. Look what I got in the mail. I am also going to drop it on the floor like all of you did.
Whose head is that?
Mine. The question is, where are the other 7? Enough. I call for decisive action.
Please.
Oh, man.
First off, gentlemen, let me thank you for shooting yet another messenger. And when you kill the messengers, they can't return their miniature televisions, which it may surprise you to learn don't grow naturally on their chests. I have to buy them. Secondly, let me solve your little whodunit. I sent you those photos.
My heads!
Yes, I took the heads too. Rest assured they have been destroyed.
No!
Photos, Mr. Doe, your heads are safe.
Oh.
I merely wanted to illustrate the dangers of discussing the terms of our contract with anyone. Granted, this example is absurd, but imagine if I was somehow forced to use the information I now have about you against you. Imagine some ridiculous hypothetical scenario where we weren't the close personal friends I know we are.
Well,
I mean, hey, like I said, Heavy didn't give them any information. So, I mean, that's why they sent a picture of his gun, because that's all he talked about. I mean, good job, Heavy.
I think we've wasted enough time with fantastical yarns. I believe we've come to an understanding, gentlemen. Enjoy your evening.
Wait a minute. Is this where the Meet the Team videos come from?
A mine? She wants to conduct her interview in a mine?
She prefers the acoustics.
I suspect you misunderstood her. Like you misunderstand everything. God, you're useless. Well, let's get this farce over with. Hello? Hello?
Yo, Miss Pauling's about to bury this guy, isn't she?
Keep walking, she's further in.
Past these white canvas tarps.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Stand on those. I'll be right there. Pauling.
Did it work?
Yep.
Corpse grade quick lime. Yeah, she's totally killing this guy and burying him.
Walked right in.
Good. I told you not to waste time with an elaborate backstory. I just had a pleasant chat with our mercenaries. We have all the leverage we need.
Should I hold off your interview? He never got a chance to talk to Blue.
No, he's a liability. Do the interview, then get back here as soon as you can. We'll need to find some new directors.
Remember when half of our platoon died taking that godforsaken hill? Back to America? That was hard, but the chief asked us to do it, and he'd have our army badges if we didn't. Listen to us broken down old dogs jawing on about the war. that we were invited to. Yep, we've seen too much, us four. Salty Pete, Iron Eye, Pepper Pot Pete, Salsa Pete. Remember that time you dug a trench with a...
I was gonna say, like, who's he talking to right now? Because it's been established already that Soldier was never actually in the military. So, and it turns out he's talking to some cardboard cutouts or maybe plywood cutouts. Okay, I mean, all right, Soldier, you're an interesting character, but your whole stolen valor thing's not kind of, it's not cool.
The shovel. A lot of good men died falling in that trench. Ah, soldiering. War times. More tea, Peter Pepperpants? Ah, these tea rations are swill. That's all they give us grunts for our tea parties, am I right? Huh? Incoming! It's a missile! Quickly, men! One of us should throw ourselves on top of it! Fine, I'll do it, cowards. Hold on. This isn't a missile. It's a rocket. A rocket full of guns.
Oh?
Hang up the tea, boy!
Yo, that looks like a little space blaster laser gun type deal. Okay.
Boys, we are joining the Space Marines!
Space Marines!
And so, old Nick spied on the children of the world, seeing for himself who was naughty and who was nice. To the nice children, old Nick gave the greatest gift of all, not abducting them. The naughty children, though, Nick scooped them right up. Now, on this particular night...
The story of Australian Christmas. Okay. All right. Boy, Australia in this world is something else, ain't it?
3 wise guys were poking around the South Pole. Old Nick, you see, loved to bet on college basketball. And I ain't gonna lie to you, he had borrowed a lot of money from the mafia. Those 3 mobsters were
He's telling the story to Pyro. Get out of here.
just about to give up the hunt when up in that cold night sky they saw a star. The brightest star they ever saw. So they followed it. And after a spell, they saw a sight that filled them with wonder. Old Nick forcing a bunch of naughty kids to make all manner of guns smack dab in the middle of Antarctica. And so began the legendary Australian Christmas shootout between Old Nick and the mobsters. And they say, on Australian Christmas Eve night, if you look into the sky, you can still see the light on that sweatshop smokestack, shining brightly in the heavens as a beacon to low-flying aircraft and the mafia. And headed directly at
Oh my
us.
goodness.
Huh. Pyro, I don't want to get your hopes up, but we might have just adopted ourselves a super.
Oh, like the Superman capsule. Okay.
Or not, unless there's a baby under all these space guns. Let's see here. Greetings, emissary from another dimension. We have heard your plea. Pyro, you've been writing letters to other dimensions? Nah, me neither. Looks like I might want to start, though. Some sorry plea-hearing Mother Hubbard out there owes me a new house.
All right, guys, that was a couple more of the TF2 dubbed comics. Once again, the guy did a killer job doing the voices. When I watch these, I get into them and I'm in there. He did a good job. So yeah, I really liked it. I like getting more backstory, learning a little bit more about these characters. As you can see, I'm starting to kind of piece together some stuff, putting the timeline together in my head of what's going on, who did what, when they did it. So really enjoying these. And you guys were absolutely right. It's starting to flesh out the world, flesh out the characters a little bit more. So I'm definitely digging it. And I hope you guys are digging it too. And if you are, please give a like, drop a sub. leave a comment down below. Let me know what other stuff we should be checking out here on this channel, and we will get to it. As always, guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for checking out the video. Take care of yourselves, and have a great day.